Making GTK themes is actually pretty easy. After all, I made this one, this Rayhan one, after a Rice on r/Unix spawn. This was actually inspired by that, and it didn't actually take way too long. The thing is, you used to be able to use tools like Oomox and Themix back in the day in order to make your own GTK themes, and they might still work to this day, but the only problem is they're very outdated, not only in terms of the way that they make applications look, okay, but also in the sense that they do not support GTK4 properly at all, or even if they do, it's kind of flaky at best. And so making your own GTK theme in 2026, which is when this video is going to be released, the year, okay, is much simpler than using any of those outdated tools, and is actually going to be with a theme that's already been created. Now, I won't delve into it further until I actually get to the part, but before that, we're going to do something a little bit interesting. Now, why do I have a random number generator here? Guess what? I'm going to generate a random number between 1 and 3, and depending on what number is generated, okay, we're going to take this theme that we're going to be creating in this video in one of 3 directions. So let's generate the random number, and the number we got is 3. So basically, in case you were wondering, this is what the numbers actually corresponded to. If in case we rolled a 1, then we would make our new GTK theme based off of a VS Code theme. So probably something like GitHub Dark or Material U Pale Knight or something like that. Material Pale Knight, whatever the theme name was, okay? Basically, this was going to be based off of a VS Code theme. If we rolled a 2, then it was going to be based off of a base 46 theme. Basically, the themes that you can find in NVChat. So if I just open NVChat, as you can see, there's quite a lot of themes over here. And if we had rolled a 2, I would have picked one of these themes over here. Now, what actually happened was we rolled a 3, which means that we're going to ask AI to basically give us a theme name that we're going to adapt. Now, let's actually do that then. What AI do we ask? It would be best if we asked ChatGPT. So let's just go to ChatGPT and then ask it. Now, what do we need to ask? Basically, we're going to ask it, give me a theme name that has... Okay, let's basically not give it any sort of guidelines as to what kind of theme we like, so that it comes up with something very creative. And basically, we'll just say, give me a theme name that looks good. This is like the bare minimum. It looks good, but isn't too popularly used on r/Unix spawn. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, no, it's actually giving us theme names, not theme names, but existing color schemes. Now, the reason why I'm not actually cutting this out is to make the process more fun, so you can sit around with me and actually watch how I'm going through with this. But anyway, let's see here. Okay, let's go with oxocarbon then. And by the way, if you want to skip this, theme color scheme searching part, you can just skip around and go to the part where I'm actually installing the theme. Until then, if you want to stick around with me and watch me have fun, and you have fun as well, then you can do that, of course. Now, as for oxocarbon, that is a theme that's actually a base 46 theme, which means that we're going to be able to find it without having to put in too much effort. We look for oxocarbon, as you can see, it is a theme that's already there. So that is extremely amazing. And so instead of having to look for oxocarbon colors on the web, because I have NVChat installed, it's very easy for me to use this particular theme. And to actually extract the colors for the, this oxocarbon theme, we're going to have to go to .local share nvim, okay? And in here, it's going to be in lazy base 46, and here inside Lua base 46 themes. As you can see, every single theme that you saw inside of that switcher is inside of these Lua files. So if I wanted to pick oxocarbon, I just have to pick oxocarbon.lua, okay, and then I get access to all of the colors. So we've basically gotten done with the first part, which is basically securing the colors. And here we have way more than just 16 colors, which is absolutely fantastic, because GTK themes sometimes require more colors than one, which makes it so much more pleasant to deal with, having, more colors, basically. Okay, now we have decided on the color scheme. What should we do next? Well, the next thing to do is to clone a repo called colloid GTK theme. Colloid GTK theme. Okay, you want to be cloning this. So let's just git clone. Let's cd into a directory first. We'll just cd into my playground, and then we'll just git clone https github.com Vince Leois, if I'm not wrong, that's how this guy's name is pronounced. You want to clone this and clone it with a depth of 1. Okay, depth equals 1, so that you're only cloning the latest commit and not the entire commit history. This makes actually dealing with the files and the file size of this folder itself very easy, so that you're not actually downloading something that has to be much bigger than it has to be, basically. Just use depth1 if you don't want the entire commit history, which you most likely don't. So once you type this command in, you should get a folder called colloid. So if I just grep colloid, okay, it doesn't work here because we haven't cd'd. Now if I ls and just pass that to grep colloid, okay, it doesn't work, of course. Colloid GTK theme. There you go. This is what the directory is supposed to look like. Now, if I cd into colloid GTK theme, you will find that there are actually a couple of changes made here, which obviously makes sense because I've already created this GTK theme over here. But that is nothing to worry about because I will show you whatever changes that I made completely from scratch so that you can implement them as well. Now, we're actually in here. Now, what are we supposed to do next? You have to go into, okay, just cd into src sas, and inside here, you're going to find a bunch of color palette files. So these are going to be SCSS files. Now, in order for this to actually work, you're going to have to install SCSS. All the packages basically related to SAS. Okay, so how you do that is by installing SAS. Or just look for SCSS and you should be able to find, yep, you want to install sasc and dart sas. So once you install these two, you should be able to continue onwards. And this I thing, by the way, this is basically an alias that just stands in for yay-s. So in case you were wondering, that's what that command is all about. Now, as for these color palette files, you can see that there's actually quite a lot of variety here in this theme by default. And I've added one of my own as well, which is Rayhan. So this color palette rayhan.scss. Now, what we actually want to do is copy one of these color palette files. You can pick any one of these. Okay, you can pick Capuchin, Dracula, Everforest, just pick any one. And what you want to do is just copy this. Or you can even go with the default one if you don't really mind. Now, when it would actually make sense to copy one of the color palette files that are, different from default is if your theme is kind of based on another theme, or if your theme is actually, or rather, one of these themes has similar colors to your chosen color scheme. So basically, let's say you chose a color scheme, something like Dracula, okay? So instead of having to pick this default color palette file, you could pick the Capuchin, file or Dracula file so that the colors would be more similar to the theme that you chose. Now, if that's not the case, if your theme is like completely different and it doesn't matter, you can just copy this default color palette file into _color palette. Okay, here we'll just call this default. Instead of default, we'll change this to oxocarbon.scss. So color palette, oxocarbon, scss. Perfect. So once you copy that, okay, you have to go into the SCSS file and then change the colors as you see fit. So just go into color palette, oxocarbon.scss. And once you go in here, you should be able to find that there are lots of colors in here. Now, basically, your job right now is going to be to take a look at the colors of whatever color scheme that you have picked. If you have picked a base 46 theme, you're going to have access to 46 colors and you're going to be very, very happy that you did. If, however, you have only access to 8 or 16 colors, well, you can head over to this website called colorhexa.com. And this website is very useful in order to find the different shades and tints of any particular color. So let's say I wanted to pick a color like 161616, okay? And for your information, a shade of a color is basically the same color with black added to it, and a tint of a color is the same color with white added to it. So whenever you see the words shade and tint, just keep that in mind. Now, a good way to assess whether you're going to require, not assess whether you're going to require shades or tints, but basically to get shades and tints of a particular color is through this website, colorhexa.com. So in here, you should be able to see the different shade color variations of this particular color, 161616, and tint color variations as well. If I picked a different color, something like E or 08BA, what's that? Okay, 08BDBA. The font makes it a bit difficult to read. 08BDBA. Let's say you pick this color and then you wanted a bunch of different colors that are actually cyan-like. You could do that by going over here and then picking a bunch of different colors from here, in case you had a limited number of colors. So that is what you can do if you did not end up picking a color scheme that has a lot of colors. Now, on the other hand, if you have lots of colors, what you're going to want to do is basically substitute all of the colors inside of here with the colors that are inside of your chosen color scheme. So just do that and I will be back. Okay, I have completed the color substitution, and now this is what the colors file looks like. Okay, this is what oxo carbon color palette.scss file, whatever the name is, looks like. Okay, now once that's done, you have to add your scheme name inside scheme variants inside of the install.sh. So let's go to the root of the directory. Let's go to install.sh, and in here you're going to want to add your theme name to scheme variants. So let's just go to scheme variants. And inside of here, you're going to want to add your color scheme. So let's just do that here. Let's add one more that says oxocarbon dash oxocarbon. Okay, once that's done, you're going to want to add it to the help text tweak section as well as the color schemes function. That's it. So let's do that. Let's go to the help text. So if I scroll down, I should be able to find this indicator over here, which basically says the change that hasn't yet been committed. So let's do that. Rehan Horizon. Then there's also this one, which is oxocarbon. So we'll put that here. Here too, let's add oxocarbon. Oxocarbon. And that should be it. Let's write the changes. There should be two more places where we have to make the change. Let's keep scrolling until we find it. Ta-da. And here, okay, the next place we're going to have to add it is inside of this tweak section. So inside of this case statement over here, where we're going to be dealing with the tweaks, you can just look for dash tweaks and you will be able to find this case statement. And once you jump to this case statement, just make sure to add your thing over here. So just copy one of these. I'll copy Horizon, which was another theme that I've created. Let's put that here. We'll call this oxocarbon. And here, color scheme true. Replace Horizon with oxocarbon. Oxocarbon color scheme version. Okay, once that's done, you just scroll down. We have to find one or two more. There you go. Just copy this. Once you copy that, you can paste it. Change this to oxocarbon in your theme name. Change scheme color to oxocarbon as well. Oxocarbon. Once that's done, let's see if there's anything else. That should be it. That color schemes function was the last thing, which means that we're pretty much done here. So once all of that's done, write and quit your changes, and you're basically done. You just have to repeat this for as many color schemes as you want. Now, to actually install this, this is what you're going to have to do, okay? Type in /install.sh -help so you can see what the help text is supposed to look like once you have made your changes. Now, here you should find your scheme inside of the tweak section, okay? Now, inside of tweaks, you're going to find oxocarbon is a registered tweak, as we just registered it. Now, to install, just type install.sh, and in here, you're going to pass in tweaks oxocarbon. And with that, you can apply other tweaks as well, like you can apply oxocarbon and then tweaks rimless, because you don't want rims and borders, and normal, that's going to be fine. Okay, and black, you don't want that because you actually want the colors of the theme to be able to peek through. Now, if you install this, you should be able to, hold on, something's going on here. Okay, now this is the part where we're going to do some live troubleshooting. It seems like it doesn't want to work. Now, let's see what's actually going on. It says, cannot stat, no such file or directory. Okay, after a little bit of digging around, this error is actually nothing much. As you can see, it's a little bit different than the error that you saw before. Basically, all this is saying is that this particular file is missing. Now, what it's not saying is that the entire build process failed. So we can safely ignore this. You know, there's nothing that you have to do about it. If you get that error, it's completely fine. There's nothing you have to do about it. Most likely you'll have seen something related to LabWC or Plank, okay? Or even something like this right over here. That's honestly nothing to worry about at all, because if you open NWG look, and then you look for your theme, you will find it right here. Colloid oxocarbon. This, if you just select it, as you can see, the theme automatically changes. And that is how you create a proper GTK 3 theme. Now, thing is, this is also going to work for GTK 4. Now, let me just change the theme to make it more suitable. There you go. Oxocarbon really does suit this Horizon theme. As you can see here, it looks pretty freaking slick. And now, if I launch an app, let's say Nautilus, as you can see, this is what it looks like. I can also launch this, and there you go. Okay, now, the theme is actually changed because I literally changed the theme. It's right now Horizon theme, but we can go back to Oxocarbon. Just hit apply. And now, if we open, there you go. Looks absolutely fantastic. Ta-da. I can open this as well, and yeah, that's what it looks like. Now, if I wanted to, just to make sure, I can kill all -9 Nautilus and reopen Nautilus. That way it actually refreshes the theme, and yeah, this is what the theme looks like. It looks pretty freaking sweet. As you can see over here, all the colors are properly adapted and it works absolutely fantastically. And that is how you create a GTK 3 or 4 theme completely from scratch. If you enjoyed this and you want to learn more about how to make stuff like this along with custom theme switchers and wallpaper switchers and all the fun stuff for Hyprland, you can go ahead and click the first link in the description and check out Hyper Accelerator. It's a program where I teach you how to do this sort of stuff completely from scratch, giving you new ideas and new insights that you wouldn't have even thought of because I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. So if you want this, you can click the first link in the description and check out Hyper Accelerator. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising. Mwah.